Okay, let me just introduce this beautiful lady to my left, to my right. The Geronimo of 8 Layers Knowledge Incorporated. Okay, let me just introduce this beautiful lady to my left, to my right. The Geronimo of 8 Layers Knowledge Incorporated. Okay, let me just introduce this beautiful lady to my left.
And he's also an environmentalist.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. That was very, very well researched. Anyway, hey guys, if there are any of your teammates or still outside,
Please
they
invite
better come
them.
in 3 seconds or else we'll close the door.
Usually po ibang teams po nag-traffic lang. So, I've noticed sa registration natin, there are still teams who are not yet here. So, while we're still waiting for them, hindi natin din sila mahintay. So, hahabol na lang sila. Kasi noon pa naman talaga yung start ng hackathon. So, we'll just have this
Okay.
opening program.
Great. Anyway, while we're trying to store for those who are still in Pampanga, making their way here, can you do some spills for us, please?
Alright, so narinig nyo na itong PLN. Sino ba yung pupunta ng PLN sa DNR? Sino yung hindi naka-attend? Ayun, so for sure nanood naman kayo sa mga bagay nyo bago Palawan, taga Bicol, your families can see you live via our live stream link on Facebook. Ayan, so,
Dean is wondering, we were supposed to have a contingent from Palawan.
so delegates from Palawan State University, are you guys already here? PSU. Sir, baka nag-traffic lang.
Okay, traffic lang yan. Okay, they'll be here, don't worry.
Alright, so Forest Hack 2016, it's the inaugural event of the Forest Geoinformatics Series, or FGS, which is a part of the IDC Environment and Livelihood Development Foundation Science, Informatics, Technology, and Innovation for Communities Initiative. So FGS aims to demonstrate the role of geoinformatics and disruptive technology for appropriating land use and transforming the way we develop our marginal forest upland areas. They're also aiming to create opportunities for socially acceptable forest conservation initiatives and land productivity. So they also aim to generate employment and resilient livelihoods in the uplands, to integrate climate change mitigation and adaptation strategies that build climate resilient communities and promote sustainable forest enterprise outcomes in the Philippines. So that's Forest Hack 2016. So our team
Forest stewardship. Forest would be better for the planet, society, and obviously the forests. It's not really a discussion process, but it's really impacts local populations, impacts in conservation, impacts in economic results between soil and biodiversity between the forests.
We like to see because it makes us a greener, more sustainable country.
When we choose as a part, we are contributing to the battle and the war. It's your legacy. Your soul legacy. Okay, so Sino yung pinakain sa inyo? Dahil we will come up with a podcast later about that particular video. At this point, we would like to acknowledge our guests and who have been here since
Day one.
day one.
Whereas our host, Ian Willie Agasolo of the College of Forestry and Natural Resources, UPLB.
Well, guys, we also have Undersecretary Martin Mendoza from DNR.
Seated next to Mr. Marlo is Mr. Michael Chan Ong, the President of IDC or Industries Development Corporation.
And we also have the Executive Director of ELBF, Mr. Oscar Carrasco.
And of course, Director Ricardo Calderon of Forest Management Bureau, DNR.
Yeah, we have lined up for you a very, very impressive list of speakers about, yes, and members about forestry. So,
Alright, so let's all officially start the Forest Hack opening. Let's start with
an invitation.
invocation. So please all rise. You may now take your seats. Forest Camp 2016 is organized by ITC Environmental Livelihood Development Foundation or DLDF, 8 Technologies Incorporated, and Society of Filipino Foresters Incorporated in partnership with Department of Environment and Natural Resources.
Okay, we also have some volunteer organizations that have helped us a lot. And we have dear President here, the President of the CFNR Student Council rep, Goodwill, Talosa.
And of course, sure, and like, let's not forget the efforts of the UPLB College of Forestry and Natural Resources and the CFNR Student Council.
Okay, we also, another student group that has been helping us a lot is the Forestry Society of UPLB. I think they're here. Okay.
We would like to thank our community partners, Zero Maps, Find the Philippines, VR Philippines, Rupal. Later, there will be a VR booth outside. Rotary Club was Paris Makili, our technology partner, Epson and Globe Labs, and special thanks to Parasol, Rudy's, and of course, our platinum sponsor for this event, Industries Development Corporation, or IDC.
Okay, so at this point, we would like to acknowledge the host of this hackathon and maybe tell us the
Dr. Billy Agasama, the Dean of UPLB CFNR, to welcome the delegates to participate.
So, to our distinguished guests, Yusek Marlon Mendoza, IBC President Michael Ong, Oscar, to the Director of FMB, Forester Calderon, to the staff of the FMB, to the different schools represented here, to our co-host as well, the Dean of the SEA, College of Engineering and Agricultural Technology, and of course to our sponsors, our partners. Good morning to everyone. So on behalf of our Chancellor, Dr. Fernando C. Sanchez, I welcome you all to this first ever Forest Hackathon 2016. So when Oscar and his group came to me, telling me of this plan, at first I couldn't understand actually what they're trying to do. But when I saw the brochure and what they're trying to achieve, I was very much impressed. And I said to myself, the College of Forestry should be involved in this very important event. So it is our pleasure that with this simple gathering of minds, I hope, that the sharing of information will be achieved. So it is the mandate of the university to provide an environment for students to really study, learn, and of course to generate knowledge. Sabi nga dito po sa kolehiyo, dito namin pinocultivate ang idea, dito namin pinopropagate so that it would grow, so that it would develop into something. And that is when Pastor group came, this is the good venue for us to achieve this mandate of the university. So, I am very much interested on the output of this hackathon. And I will be very much, I'm looking forward, in the forestry sector, one major problem is actually sharing more information. Yes, we have been discussing outside. Even in Aurea and the FMB, before they can exchange ideas, they have to go through the protocol. And before they can use maps, they have to pay some sort of amount. So with this, I hope that the information sharing will be really will be achieved in a way that everyone will benefit from it. Okay. So for those students that came along the way, I saw someone coming from the city of Makati a while ago. So, and all the other schools represented here, welcome to UPLB. I hope these 2 days will be very hectic for all of you. I was hoping that you would have time to explore what UPLB can offer. But because of those very crucial two-day activity, I don't know if you will have the time. I know for a fact that you have to stay here overnight. But so I hope that once after this event, you will have another chance to visit our university for us to showcase what UPLB can offer. So in ending my welcome remarks, I just want to share to you this very important quote. They say that information is a resource. Once you have information, you have power. Once you have information, you have the chance to make a change. So I hope that you will use this information for the benefit of others. I hope that your information will be shared and will be a useful tool in really finding solution to our current problem in the environment, in the forestry sector, well, in the country as a whole. So, information is power. Be careful with the information that you will be using today. And I hope that one of these days, youths like you would not be over, the most recent technology that has been, it's a good technology, but sometimes it's too much. Yung uso-uso na yun yung ating, Pokemon Go. Ano? Sa klase, pinagpapawal siya. Sa ibang mga event, pinagpapawal na. Sana po, I hope that this application that you will be producing right now will be like that. That every time you see a tree, you click on the app and you will say, this is another tree. This is the usefulness of this tree. This is our national tree in a way. So instead of wasting, we're not wasting, instead of consuming most of your time using Pokemon Go. With these apps, I hope that you would see the importance of our nature, the importance of our forest in response to, the pressing problems in climate change, flooding, and all of these things. So may you have a fruitful hackathon. May this will not be the end, but just the beginning of what is more to come. And may you have a good stay here in UPLB. So with that, good morning po.
Thank you. We'd like to call on Director Miss Cameron of DNR FMP to discuss the status of Philippine forestry.
Okay, so this legal part is a very important part of our legal program this morning. So if you're not using your laptops to take notes, can you request yung sabagat ng inyo, please? This is for your own good, kasi what Director Vic wants to tell you is very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Of course, kay Team Solo, kay Vincent Mendoza, sa ating partners from the private sector, Mr. Michael Oscar Carrasco, fellow players employed from the Forest Management Group of students. We're also students here 30 years ago. So more or less, it's always a meaningful moment to always go back to the institution where we came from. But before I start with my presentation, it's very important makilala niyo po yung institution na kung saan we're in the process of developing an application. And the topic for the Forest Act 2016 is basically forest land use plans. And before you do the dance, it's very important na makilala po natin yung institution. At malaman po natin, although hindi po kayo forestry students, basically you are IT students, but there are also forestry students here that will assist you along the way. Pero dapat po makilala natin ang institution. Bakit ginagawa po natin itong bagay na ito? Sikat po ang Forest Management Bureau from way back when we have the logging industry before because we are synonymous to logging, timber cutting, and timber harvesting. That was around 20 years ago. Pwedeng parang po, hindi yung sigmano ng malago pa po. But because of the laws that prevailed during that time, sa dami ng ginagawa, we have to do this, and forestry and technology as academics as of now, napaka-importante po na gamit ng technology. But I want to present to you the Forest Management Bill. Okay, my friend? So, sino ang nakakaalam ng opisina ng Forest Management Bureau? Sa inyo? Parang wala. Alam mo po, isang beses na meron akong kausap, she's also from the private sector, government sector. She's the director of National Mortgage Finance Corporation. Medyo nag-iing po ako doon sa sinabi niya. Sabi niya, yung opisina yung hindi kilala. Totoo po yun. That was early part of the year. You know why? Mas kilala po yung BNR. Pero kami po kakabilang ng BNR. So, nagpalasan po ako, i-ayos yung opisina, pag nanday yung opisina. Kasi ito yung opisina natin, walang pangalan. But basically, the Forest Management Bureau is as for as the UP College of Forestry, being absorbed, sapagkat we were founded together with the UP College of Forestry. The UP College of Forestry was and still the training ground of foresters, and basically all the foresters that graduated from UP College of Forestry end up working with the Forest Management Bureau, and until now we're producing experts in forestry that are being deployed in the different parts of the country, here in the Philippines and also worldwide. And one of the famous graduates of the UP College of Forestry is of course Yusek Mario. He has been with different institutions, from the private sector, from the academic institutions, and it's a welcome again, parang welcome back again, Yusek, sa DNR. So, ganun po kami umiikot yung aming profesyon. We go back sa private sector, sa private sector, babalik kami sa government sector. So, okay na? So, allow me to introduce to you the Forest Management Bureau, which is also the oldest bureau, oldest government office, founded in 1908. No? Hindi pa po yan tayo-tayo. Next slide. Ito po yung ating vision. It is a forest that creates wealth for our nation as the cradle of life, nurture the people's aspiration for a just, humane, and progressive society, guided by rulers of our ancestors and blessings of God Almighty. Nakakaiyak, di ba? Parang gusto yung biyak pag nabasa nila. Because basically, when there is forest, there is life, because there is water. We always want to commune with nature. And it's a very nice one to commune with nature in our forest land. No? Ang importante lang, ang problema lang natin, nasa na yung ating forest. No? Next slide. This is our vision, advancing the cost of sustainable management of forest resources through a dynamic government forest service organization composed of competent public servants. No? Basically, they are public servants, and we would like to advance forestry service so that it would be able to serve the needs of the society. Because ngayon po, when there is forest, definitely there is people. And when there is people, there always strength as far as the forest is concerned. How to strike a balance between the two is a very challenge one. Next slide. The mandate, the Forest Management Bureau of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, provide technical guidance to the central field offices. In the rules, we provide technical guidance, we develop programs, we recommend policies para natin ma-sustain ang ating pagbabahan. No? Next slide. Right. So, these are the guiding principles, no? In forest management. Number one, forest land and resources shall be managed on a sustainable basis in order to meet the needs of present and future generations for forest products and other vital ecological services. Ito na po yung very crucial challenge ng vital ecological services, water, energy, and everything. No? Access to and use of forest land and resources for production, livelihood, and agro services are to be granted equitably. No? That's why we incorporate forestry and we have community forestry in our programs today. The management of forest land and resources shall be a shared responsibility among all stakeholders. Dati po, gobyerno lang ang kailangan pangalaga dito, subalit napakalaking challenge. This is one way. What we're doing today is basically a shared responsibility for the youth. Hindi po kailangan forestry kayo. The fact na kasama kayo sa pag-develop ng application na ito to be able to communicate with the public is a very important contribution. You being here today with us, which is already a great success. So, palakpakan po natin ang ating mga sarili. So, ito po, of course, here, global objective in forest. So, ito po ay, it's part of the United Nations Forum on Forest. Kung una po ako ng dialogue, hindi po alam ito, okay, pumasok sa Forest Management Bureau, that there is a window in the United Nations focused on the management of our natural forests. So, this is one of the four, no? Major challenge, the four global objectives of forest. Ibig sabihin po, hindi lang po ito objective ng Pilipinas, ito po objective ng 193 members of the United Nations. Number one, reverse the loss of forest program worldwide through the sustainable forest management, including protection, restoration, afforestation, and deforestation, and increase efforts to prevent forest degradation. So it's a global issue on loss of forest cover. Yung pagkalubos po ng ating pagbabatay. Enhance forest-based economic, social, and environmental benefits, including the improving the livelihood of forest-dependent people. So, bilyong tao ang dependent sa ating pagbabatay. Pero dito sa atin, nakikita nyo, maraming namumuha lang po tayo para pangdato. Nangyayari din po yan sa Europa, nangyayari din po yan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, na kung saan ang major source ng kanilang pagpapainit ng bahay ay ang forest. So it's a major threat, major issue na kailangan po bigyan ng pansin. Increase significantly overall protected forest worldwide and build larger areas of sustainably managed forest. Example po yung magpakiling. Kung yung magpakiling po ay pinabayaan ng Information College of Forestry na matagal na po kalbo yan. Pero hanggang ngayon, nakikita nyo how Mount Makiling is being managed by UPLB and by the University of the Philippine System. And of course, there is the required official development assistance for sustainable forest management. Isa po ang forest and forestry na kung saan kailangan po ng official development assistance para po sa mga technical assistance, professional growth, development projects, na kung saan ma-highlight po ang forest development. Next one. Tayo po, nasa Pilipinas, baka po ibigay sa inyong Hackathon. Ang total area po ng Pilipinas is 29,987,008 hectares. No? Yan po yung exact based on the real national map. Hindi po 30 million, yan po yung exacto, nirandom lamang po. Of course, 15.7 million ang forest land, 14.1 million ang alienable and disposable land. So yun po yung legal classification, nasaan ang global, nasaan po yung pamayanan natin sa Pilipinas. Next slide. So, makita niyo po sa graph na ito, paano nalulos yung ating pagubatan. From 1934, we had 16.9 million of 50.3 million hectares na gubat. Ibig sabihin no, mas malawak ang pagubatan natin kaysa kapatagan. No? Yan po yung katahan sa yung picture ko na ang forest natin is basically insatiable. Hindi pwedeng maubos. No? Wala ko yung katapusan. But as through the years, no? Especially with the policy environment at the time, kung saan alam po ang harvesting, meron tayong priority rights sa mga bata pa. Yung po priority rights guaranteed by the Constitution that allows foreigners to harvest our forests, to mine our mining areas. That's why at the time, mga foreigners po ang nag-aani ko. Today, Southeast Americans are allowed to harvest and to do logging as far as the Philippines is concerned. Kung estudyante po ako, noong 1985 dito, tanda-tanda ko pa, nag-rally kami, ilaban ko sa pagkakon, tuition namin ay 16 pesos per year, per semester, ginawa 21, nag-rally ko kami. At ang pagkasaya ko yun ay 25 centimos lang. Pero ngayon, kano na, nung gawin mo from 18 pesos, naging 21 pesos, nag-rally ko kami. At isa sa issue na inilalagay namin yun, alisin ang parity line sa konstitusyon. No? So nakita nyo, to the critical level na 6.8 million hectares. Practically between 2003 and 2010, our forests are being damaged or destroyed at around 49,000 hectares per year. Napaka-laking problema po. Next slide. There are 146 proclaimed water sites. Buong Pilipinas po, we have around 421 river basins. So basically po, tayo, Tagalog, pag senior country po yung Tagalog po talaga yung ibig sabihin ng sa Bisaya, ganun din po yung sila yung Tagalawang, Tagalog, because we have 1,260 rivers nationwide. So, ang ating pong Pilipinas ay binubuo ng mga ilog. Next slide. Ito po yung isa sa issue na dapat tingnan nyo because basically it's part of the hub development. Ito po yung ating mga CPFMA because there are around more than 20 million people in the island. Dati, hinuhuli natin yan. Dati, approach natin ay criminal. No? Inabot ko po yun, I want to say, criminal three-part technician in 1981 upon graduation from my forest ranger course. Nag-work po ako sa Bureau of Forest Development. Pag hinuli po yung tatay, nagkakauni, kasama yung anak at asawa. Ang nakulong yung tatay, nayak sa labas yung nanay at yung dalawang anak. I was assigned, swerte ako doon nung magtrabaho ko kasi ang assignment ko sa bundok ng Susun, Balaga. Hindi po makasasan niya, totoo po yun. That's a ISF area in Matigil, Laguna. Yun po yung una kong assignment. That's the first time. Bundok ng Susun, Balaga. Totoo po yun. Sabi nga ng tatay ko eh, anak, saan ka lang nakakulong sa forestry ko? Saan ka lang asan? Sa bundok ng Susun, Balaga. Sabi ng tatay ko, malawi ko lang natin yung anak. Walang tama naman siya. Kaya naman sa'yo ako sa Taytay Palawan. 1994. Sign ako as Senator. That was my first big assignment. Sabi ni Director ng Board, kasi siya yung Director ko sa NCR. Sabi niya, Rick, ikaw ba yung adventurero? Bakit? Nakita ko yung pangalan sa ESCO. Siyempre ko ka ng Taytay Palawan. Kasalanan mo nito mag-visito. Kasi so, better, sisipay, so, nag-apply ko. Sabi niya, sige, kahit saan. May ko, kahit saan. Paglabas, kahit may sekretary ka lang, Rick, siyempre mo na. O, ay, siya, tay-tay. Ganun po sa'yo, walang ka yan. Punta ka lang sa Subaw, sakay ka ng jeep, tay-tay na. Sabi mo yung Director ng Board, ano ka ba? Hindi tay-tay, isa, tay-tay ka naman. Tay-tay mo. Sabi niya, hindi ka mabaligal ko. Kasi pag tumigil ang bus, doon talaga tay-tay na yan. Nakita naman pala. Kasi pag sumakay ka from Port Princesa, pag tigil yung bus, Royal Express, pag tigil talaga ng tay-tay. Kasi pag ibang pa siya, dagat na. So that was my first assignment in 1994. Walang cellphone, walang telepono, niha-niyo. Pag nagpa-flag ceremony kami, pag doon sa dagat at doon, napapaluhanan. Kasi yung lugar nyo, wala ka talaga nakikita, kundi dagat, sa kanan, sa kaliwa, bundok. That was 1994. Pag-report ko doon, sabi nung mayor, tama-tama dating mo sa fiesta. Kulang kami ng judge sa beauty contest. Sabi ko, kung kayo ng dahil dito. Ang sponsor pare, Taytay, El Nico, si Katuan, yung mga result na yun. Yan sa Christine area. Siyempre, kami. Manakot na kami yun nila. Nag-sponsor ko. Nagkakiyatan yung mga babae ng mga contestant. Kala ko, magaling sila. Hindi pa uso tibak kung pero nakatupis na sila. Sabi ko, swerte na ako ito masaya ko. Kaya tagal ako dito. Alam ko, kaabang na taon na ko. So, ito ho yung ating, ito ho yung, pag ipinukwento ko, nakakatawa. Pero pag binatabilan ko, parang wala kong bumalik sa mga pinagpili ko. So, ito ho yung ating, dapat nandito po ng direction natin ngayon sa world focus ang tinuro. We have to put every inch of the forest under appropriate management arrangement. Be it tinuro, be it co-management, be it memorandum of agreement sapagkat mahirap po, it's a free for all pag nakatiwag naman po yung ating pagkumata. It's a free for all. Papasukin po yan, ubusin po yan, na napakahirap ibalik po yung original state. Next slide. Ito po yung foreign trade. Kung 30 years ago, we contributed 10% to foreign trade as per our gross domestic product because of lack export. Pero because in the absence of export now, ang ating contribution is basically on tourist-based products, including manufactured articles. It's a big business now. It's 3.1 billion, contributing to around 5.3% of the total export of the country. So sa ngayon po, makikita nyo, yun yung ating forest products, basically pang-accent na lang siya. No? Doon sa mga bar, na mga high-end, may kapraso lang po namin yung hindi nyo alam, barikuling yun. Hindi ko alam scientific name ng barikuling, but it's a very good business in Cebu. Na kung saan, pag bumili kayo ng bracelet, napakamahal po nun, barikuling lang po yan. Kasi hindi pa po kasama doon yung mga santong ginagawa sa Paite at sa Pakilo. Next slide. Of course, we are implementing the National Green Program. This is a major investment of the government. It's a 31 billion investment, around $600 billion investment, na kung saan ang ginagamit po dito, hindi po ito lang. Ang ginagamit po dito ay galing sa ating bulsa. Sapagkat ito po ay taxpayers' money. Taxpayers' money, pero po yung mga magulang. That's why we have to account for every money spent in this program. And napakaganda po because this will be further enhanced by the current administration. So ito lang po yung programa na kung saan nag-invest po tayo para maririhan ang ating kagubatan na hindi tayo kailangan mangutang sa mga development institutions. Next slide. We are implementing, if we are rehabilitating our degraded forest, we are also investing in forest protection program. And basically, ito po lahat na ito ang mag-relate as part sa forest protection program currently being undertaken. And right now, we're also investing in technology. Ang lagi ko po sinasabi lang, nung mga bata pa kayo, pero nung po, box compass lang yung ginagamit namin. Yung box compass, naman po yung Amerikano ngayon. But now we have GPS, we have satellite. Kaya nga po, the window for line is very small as far as our paying access is concerned. We have geographical domains, we have timestamp, readily available doon sa ating mga Android ngayon. Kaya the window for line is forest development is basically very small. Kaya nga po maraming kinakabahan sa ating ngayon mga field officials when we do validation, real validation, makikita po natin tumubukan at itinanin po ba dito mga pulong ito na ginasusan ng ating mga pera. Next slide. Of course, we also have major development. Actually, sa programa po natin, yung mga, because of our local investment, even our development partners are getting interested as far as the Philippines is concerned. We have a project being implemented with JICA in 4 major upper river basin, upper Naga, Cagayan River Basin, Pampanga River Basin, and Alaro River Basin. It's a 10-year program, which is around 5.6 billion, na kung saan ang approach po nito ay community-based approach as far as development and management of the forest land. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So ito po yung pondo rin. It's 5.8 billion spread over 10 years. Ang nag-handle po nito is Forestry Pangdiman, also of UPLB College Forest. Next slide. Of course, we have the Integrated Natural Resources Environment Management Project. Ito po naman sa priority river basins all over the country. 7 years po ito, 2013 until 2020, expanded by ADB, International Fund for Agricultural Development, Global Environment, Climate Change Fund, Government of the Philippines, and the local government. No? Next slide. So, nakikita nyo po, this is in 4 major river basin, Upper River Basin, in Cordillera, the Wali Pinatanggal River Basin in Bohol, Lake River Basin, and Upper Bukidnon River Basin. Kung nagkakalinaw na po yung Lake River Basin, may mga draft mo na acceptable with the partners based sa discount ng tao. Hopefully, we will have a co-signing by September. Next slide. Ito ba yung budget? 6.3 billion in 7 years. Napakalaki pong programa yan. Dalawa po siyang component, labor, infrastructure, like irrigation system, small water impounding, water system, including natural resources management. And basically, kasama po natin ang mga communities and local government dito. Next slide. Ito po yung challenges natin that we have to look forward to. We have to sustain the game of the National Feeding Program, sustain the game, we have to account for everything, and napakaganda po sa ginagawa po ng bago natin discussion. Paano po ma-enhance further? There are so many rooms for improvement as far as this program is concerned. Next slide. Of course, very crucial po. That's why we have to strengthen forest development. Napaka-importante po na matino yung aming frontline, matino yung aming forest protection, and this app that we will develop in 2 days' time will be a major help as far as improving forest governance is concerned. Next slide. Of course, it's not forestry, it's a capital-intensive, long-term investment that we need. The entry of the private sector, we have to encourage legal investment in large-scale forest agroforestry, and for energy purposes. Ito po, ang problema si Dean, because they propose energy project here in Mount Makiling. This is the way in the trend as far as forest is concerned. Next slide. We have to ensure continuous delivery of services. Kala natin, when you demand agricultural productivity, our water share should be in the proper state of governance. At dapat po magandang yung estado ng resources natin sa ating mga watershed. Next slide. Of course, institutional readiness with working legal framework. The last one is the Paris Accord. Should be it's good that we have that accord, but we have to go into the position as the Philippine government is concerned. Next slide. That's it. Next slide. So, sa inyo lahat, magandang umaga. Sana po may natulog ko kahit matalang bulol na naman sa mga sinabi ko ay bagay. Thank you and good morning.
Actually giving us a view of what the PNR has been doing so far. And in a little bit, we will also be giving you a speaker who will give you a briefing on what are the future plans for the PNR. Now, however, medyo kasi nakikita niyo si Sir Regular, medyo kakabakilera. With so much knowledge and experience in forestry. But we director allow me to point out that there are also young officers, forestry students who are in our midst. Very usually lapitan. And I would like to call the participants. We are basically a gentleman and an associate. These are our forestry students. But they are equally as great as director and our next student. So please, yung mga gusto kahit na hindi, wala kayo nakatulong ng forestry, ako yung mga cellphone numbers lang, it's fine.
Next week will be our mentors, Currently, forestry students here at UPNL, I assume that they already have enough knowledge on forest management. And also, there are foresters from IBC. So please raise your hands. Who are the foresters here from IBC? You know,
Kung gusto niyo ng mga pag-video, i-game natin sa kanila. Please. Stand up, please.
Please, sir.
Yeah.
Asking mga foresters. Actually, sir, we have foresters and employees from Forest Management Bureau sa second row. So, manage information and systems.
We are also from the IT group of DLR. So, kung meron kayo mga problema, hindi some group of information that you could actually give you, go to them, okay? Okay, we're giving you all the well, what's the also please are very well, especially to our next speaker who is our keynote speaker actually for this morning.
Bibi Alban, Undersecretary Marlon Mendoza, a forester and an alumnus Sar, is currently the Undersecretary for Policy and Planning at DNR.
So we will discuss with you forestry tomorrow.
So the future, the next steps for
Good morning. Pero mukhang hinahanap mo yan tayo. We have a long day ahead. We have to stimulate your brain. Kasi this is what it is all about. How we can make use our minds, for this forest Hackathon 2016. Our team has already talked about the value, the importance of the act. The Forest Management Bureau Director has talked about forestry today. And I think he did a very good comprehensive explanation already. Now, my role, I think, is given the forest situation today, the vision, and the goals, objectives, siguro I have to provide some inputs how are we going to operationalize this, pagdating sa apps, sa technology. Because our forest is in such, our forestry, ability forestry is in such very challenging times. Alam naman mo yan, di ba? Siguro, quick question lang. So that I have a benchmark, of yung mga tao na nandito pagdating sa kaalaman sa forest. When was the last time you hiked in a forest? During the last 6 months, who went inside the forest and did some forest activities like hiking, mountaineering, biking? Inside the forest, last 6 months. Zero. Oh, 1%, 2%. Okay, during the last 6 months, at least nakapag-birthday mo lang. Kayaking. Last 6 months. See? Whenever I ask this question, ganda na nakukuha ko na response. What does it mean? That means we have what? Isolated ourselves from nature. Nature is so far from us. But grade 1, hanggang elementary, high school, college, there's a lot of environmental subjects, science subjects, biology subjects. Right? Siguro, theoretically, if I talk about environment, forest principles, and concepts, pasado na lahat. But you don't practice it. Kulang tayo sa practice. And we attribute that kind of attitude, isolating ourselves from the forest and nature as one of the most, sources and reasons bakit ganyan ang environment natin. You will only love something, you will only love nature if you feel strongly for nature. If you really love feel that affinity with nature. But for the last 6 months, when they might be about hiking, boating, rowing, jogging, biking, inside the forest, how can we develop that kind of affinity? There's something terribly wrong in this country. 11 years ko ako sa ABS-CBN Foundation, Bantay Kalikasan. Have you been to the Lamesa Forest? Have you been to the Lamesa Eco Park? Sino nagpunta sa Eco Park? Konti pa lang there. No? We started with that 1999. Right? We're 30 kilometers of the most challenging and I think nature-based biking and hiking trails. We're glad to go there. Not because we want our entrance fees, because we make 40 million a year in that forest to sustain the forest. All revenues go to protecting the forest. But our main objective is to bring back nature to people. Because once you're so isolated and far from nature, you cannot love the forest. You cannot love nature. That's the first thing. And I think magiging very challenging itong ating hackathon yata, Michael. Kasi mukhang hindi naman ka natin yung mga bata natin sa nature. But we'll see. We'll see. No? I think community will have it. No? But pagdating sa affective part, sa behavioral doon tayo nagpupulan. So I think, and I personally challenge you, no? Since you're the first batch of this Forest Hackathon 2006, wala dapat sa inyo na hindi papasok sa isang forest or have a forest activity before the year ends. What do we challenge them? We challenge you. You have to do that. Because tayo yung apps ninyo, hindi nyo naiintindihan sa application. You have to pay first. And developing something with excellence, you need passion. How can you have that passion if you don't understand the basics and rudiments of the type of work that you're doing? At least you're in Nucleus Linus. The College of Forestry is only 1 kilometer away. I don't know if the dean can arrange something, at least 1 hour per amount of healing. I think, let's consider that. Why don't you go and do a 1 hour hike in the forest? 1 hour hike in the forest. Just be in the forest. I think it will already make a lot of difference. Very big, let's arrange something. Kahit mag-hike sila. Kasi nung estudyante ako dito, I hike from the campus to the other campus. Tinatakbo ko lang yan. Kahit 25 centavos ang pamasahe. Walang jeep. Dalawa lang yung jeep. Pag medyo late ka, wala na yung dalawang jeep. So, kailangan mag-jogging ka. I think that's why we're a little bit. No? Okay. Nakalimutan ko tuloy pati yung ating mga sponsors and people at the presidential table here who made this thing happen. It's a very, very good approach. No? And kayo mga youth, we place so much hope in you. Kung malaking problem natin sa ating Philippine forestry, we still have time to catch up. Marami pa rin tayo pwede gawin to be able to address these challenges. And one of these strategies is use of technology. And this is an app that definitely will help us catch up with what we're doing. So, hindi pa ba kayo or would I still continue with my presentation? Sige ha? Kasi ito naman, yung present ko, ito yung direction of government natin ngayon. And I think you have to be aware of this. This is what the government wants to do, will be doing for the next 6 years. So I'll be talking about principles, I'll be talking about strategies to guide you on how to achieve the vision, the mission, the objectives. So, okay, allow me to present what this new administration wants to do. Okay? So skip natin yan. Skip na natin yan. Let me focus on this. Development goal. Dalawa ang development goals natin. What? Ensuring, making sure human well-being and environmental quality and sustainability is ensured. Tao and kalikasan. Hindi pwedeng tao lang, hindi pwedeng kalikasan lang. Yung dalawa. Welfare ng tao
and ensuring sustainability of our environment. Promote organizational outcomes, promote human well-being and ensure environmental quality, sustainably manage environment and natural resources, adaptive capacities of human communities and natural systems ensured. So, kaya very important, so si Michael Law was explaining to me, five steps, no? How will be focusing on forest, the land use, no? Forest itself, no? And then yung mga succeeding applications, iba naman yung kanilang mga tina-target. No? Next slide. Okay. Ito yung very important. No? So, in the use of the applications na i-develop niyo, how will you promote good governance? Good governance means what? Ensuring accountability. Ano ibig sabihin na accountability? Kung ako, sa directorate na sa gobyerno, we are in charge, no? Of, we're given certain responsibilities. Pag pumalpak yan, nagka-problema, accountable kami. How do you make an act, no? Ay yung mga people who are supposed to do certain responsibilities in government, and they do it responsibly, accountable dapat kami. If something goes wrong, there should be a person that you can pinpoint sino pumalpak, sino nagkasala. That's accountability. Responsibility. There are many things to be done, but somebody has to be responsible to make sure that job is accomplished. That's responsibility. So it goes together. Sino gagawa, siya accountable, no? Then dapat meron accountable. Participatory, there are many stakeholders. Maraming mga tao sa community, what? Di ba? Nakikinabang sa forest. So dapat they have to be consulted. Among certain sectors, ang dapat na involved when it comes to forestry. It is the lifeblood of everybody, no? Forests. Predictability. If you have transparency, mas magiging predictable. Hindi pwede na rules change always. No? Dapat, if you have a policy, it should be stable. So by promoting transparency, you also, in a way, promote predictability. No? Streamlining, not only permitting system, but different procedures. No? So siguro, with your apps, you can have shortened procedures. No? Rather than parang iwasan natin ang red tape. Okay? Another very important principle natin, social justice. Hindi pwede na there are sectors in society that are marginalized while we implement our projects. Hindi pwede na we implement a policy program or a project at the expense of certain sectors. Sino ito mga na-marginalize? Sila yung mga hindi napapakinggan. They don't have a voice. Right? And that has been our problem. Mostly mga indigenous people ito. And upland communities. Wala silang way to be able to participate in the discourse in policy formulation. So probably with technology now, everybody will have access, no, to information. So sino yung mga groups na yan that previously marginalized, probably now there's an opportunity that everyone will be heard, can be heard. No? Okay? Because technology, because of information, availability of information, and because of education, very good, is equalizer. No? So hindi na nagkakaroon ng strata sa society. Equalizer na yan ng information and technology. Well, of course, to ensure ecosystem integrity, nakita naman ninyo yung decline ng forest cover natin. No? 60% in the 1930s forest cover, now we're what? 25% more or less. No? Malaking pagkababa. So, ano yung pwede nyo gawin? No? So that we can make sure that we decline, and now it's going up, we continue. So at the end of the day, what we want is ecosystems integrity, the goods and services that comes from the forest will continuously grow. So our objective is not only goods and services will continue to grow, but people will be encouraged to plant trees. That's paano natin encourage for people, everyone, all walks of life, to plant trees. What? Not only in public lands, but in private lands. Not only in the uplands, but in the lowlands. So ano kaya yun? What can we do? If people and students, hindi ako masyado sa Pokemon na yan. I was looking for my 3 sons. 5 a.m. when I checked the room. Wala. Sabi ko, ano to? Hindi ka umuwi itong mga to. Then I texted them at 7 a.m. Saan kayo? Kung 5 a.m. Iikot sa campus. Pokemon. If you're willing to do that, and this is a simple game, can we think of something that people will be willing to be mobilized and do something, take that effort to plant a tree and take care of it? See what apps can do? I can imagine that you're willing to wake up at 5 a.m. and go out of the campus, walk in the dark campus. I don't know. It's up to you. That's a challenge. What? Social entrepreneurship. We believe so that communities will plan, dapat may pakinabang sa kanila. When we say pakinabang, it's basically economic. They have to get something from what they're doing. They have to get something from taking care of the forest. That's livelihood. Walang livelihood, walang direct benefit sa kanila. So I was talking to my brother, who's also doing a similar project. One very big challenge nila ng upland communities, they don't know where to sell their products. They don't know what the market wants. They don't know what quality the market wants. And they don't know where are these markets. They plan, the upland communities plan, pero hindi sila nakalink sa market. So market information is very a very important information for our upland communities. Very, very important. And they cannot afford to just rely on their intuition or past traditional practice. We have to find a way to help them have that kind of information. So social entrepreneurship is very important. Next slide. Product life cycle responsibility. Kasi ito is about the DNRs, not only about forestry. We have to be responsible yung entire product life cycle. No? And that means being good steward of the resources. Walang waste. So everything dapat ma-utilize. And then it should not what? It should not negatively affect the environment. So yung product life cycle natin. So it can also be a process. Na yung ginagawa sa certain activities na ginagawa, hindi dapat mag-cause ng negative impact sa environment. And there are many negative impacts happening right now. Sa extractive industry, quarrying in a forest, mining irresponsibly. Mining is okay, but it has to be responsible mining. Logging is okay because within the forest products, but in a responsible way. So how do we make sure that extraction, utilization is done in a responsible manner so that the integrity of the forest ecosystem will remain? Okay? Polluters pay. Kung mayroong industry na nag-extract, it causes negative impacts, they have to be penalized. They have to pay a corresponding amount to measure it to the kind of negative impact that they make. So yun ang principle na yan. And of course, rule of law. Ibig sabihin, kung meron ng kasala, hindi naman pwede huhulihin ka agad na walang due process. Dapat may due process. Mayroon bang evidence? So, ano yung mga evidence? Normally, these are facts. Credible photos, credible statements, and what? Credible reports of community. These are facts that's needed as part of rule of law. Okay? Now, how do we operationalize this? Meron tayong tinatawag ng strategies. Of course, yung observance ng global commitments, we are a signatory to different international agreements. So we have to honor that. So biodiversity, sa desertification, promotion ng responsible land use, we're missing on top of that. We have to honor that. Okay, key strategies. The DNR, may kasama doon ang forestry sector at isang marine, no? Reach to real. We will use the watershed as a basic planning unit. Meaning, that kind of framework kasi pushes us, no, to understand that the ecosystems, no, all ecosystems are interrelated. Whatever happens to one ecosystem affects the other ecosystems. So, dapat holistic ang planning natin. So, sa land use, when we look at land use, look at the forest, may tinatawag tayo na watershed divide. Sa pagkain naman, naturo na ba sa inyo ang watershed? Natake up 20 years sa high school or college? O siguro nakalimutan na. No. Ang watershed simply, well, imagine this room. Imagine this room. Lagyan, punuin mo ito ng langganan. Maraming langgana, probably will have 100 to 100 basins, right? If it rains, the boundary of this room are the walls, right? Then on the other side of the wall of the room, there are other basins doon, mga langgana. Doon sa kabila may langgana din doon. Sa likod ng wall ko may langgana din doon. Kapag umulan, di ba? Yung mga rainfall na pumasok sa room na ito, papasok sa loob ng basins. Yung ulan doon sa kabila, doon papasok sa kabilang basins. Dito naman doon sa kabilang basin. So yung walls can serve as the watershed divide. Yun yung nag-iiwalay ng one watershed from the other watershed. So we have another watershed there, another watershed there, another watershed there, another watershed here, and this another watershed. So that this room is one basin, is one catchment. No? So what ang ulan dito belongs to this catchment. So whatever happens, no? Here, yung dynamics ng rainfall, dito lang ay influence, no? Sa loob ng kwarto na ito. Different ang behavior doon sa kabila. No? Okay? And then the individual basins can be the smaller watersheds. But the bigger watershed is this room. And then the smaller basins are the smaller watersheds. No? So a watershed is made by a common body of water. So bawat watershed, may isa siyang ilog na nagre-drain sa kanya. So whatever happens inside that basin or inside the watershed, no, may influence sa tubig. Right? Kaya kung walang tubig sa lowlands, ibig sabihin, the forest cover in the uplands is almost what? Very little or pwedeng grassland na lang siya. Kasi pag walang vegetation, affected ang groundwater recharge natin. Kaya whatever is happening inside the watershed will influence the water dynamics in the watershed. Kaya very important, malaman natin what is happening inside the watershed. If there's so much mining illegal, if there's so much unsustainable farming, affected din yung characteristics ng tubig sa loob doon. Pwede rin may pollution, pwede may wastewater, pwede rin affected ang biodiversity. No? Okay? Kaya very important, sa DNR, we are monitoring saan ang gagalang ng tubig sa upland. These are the recharge zones. Pag zero ang recharge zones, affected ang water flow. Yung monitor ko natin, saan dito in the watershed ang areas na mataas ang biodiversity. The Philippines, alam mo ninyo na mega-terrorist ang Philippines? Sino makakapagsabi ng what biodiversity is? May special prize kay Director dito. It's very important. In your own words, sino makapag-explain sa amin is? Forestry student ka ba? Hindi. Okay, sige. Okay, what's biodiversity sa pag-ibig mo? 1,000 pesos on the spot right now.
Biodiversity is diversity between species of plants and animals within the ecosystem.
Pero ano pa kaya hindi mo ng biodiversity itself? If it's a diversity of plants and animals within an ecosystem, exactly what does it mean? O sino gusto mag-share sa 1,000 pesos? Part ng 1,000, bibigyan natin sa tutulong sa kanya. Lifeline. O, sige ha? O, makikihati kayong dalawa. Pero kung ito yung investigation, ha? And you need to understand these concepts. You are developing a very important app. So I try to make you to be grounded on some very important concepts and principles. Sige, lifeline.
Bale, it's yung diversity. Yung sa
Sige, yeah, ikaw na.
Bale po ang pagkakaintindi namin sa biodiversity. Yun nga po, diverse po, parang may unique characteristics po. Kada ecosystem po, kaya kada place po, may iba pong species, may iba pong types, characteristics sa mga laman ng lugar na ito.
So it's actually the richness of species composition. Oh, very correct. Bigla lang your pura by 1,000 pesos mo. At least, if you calibrate the knowledge in this room right now, we'll have some confidence of the type of apps that we'll be doing. Bakit importante yung biodiversity? Listen to this. How many countries do we have in the whole world? Ilang countries meron tayo under the United Nations? 200, 204, 207. Right? It's more than 200. 204, 207. Ang Pilipinas ay isa sa 18 mega diverse countries in the world. What's 18 over 207? Right? We have to be proud of that. 18 out of 207. Gano'n ka-diverse ang species, richness and composition sa Pilipinas. Terrestrial, no? Sa marine, at saka sa animals. We have to be proud of that. That's why these acts, no, na ginagawa natin, we have to make sure that that kind of rich natural heritage is understood by every Filipino. Every Filipino. If there's something that we would like every Filipino to understand, we want every Filipino to be proud that we're one of 18 mega diverse countries in the world. How can you love something if you don't know about it? Nakakahiya. Huh? That's a challenge. How do we make sure nakialam ng bawat Pilipino yan? Kasi it's only by knowing about something and loving about the environment or that knowledge, no? Tsaka mo lang matipigalap yung responsible stewardship. Di ba? But I personally believe in the whole world, in terms of first world, on a per unit area basis, the Philippines is number one. Napakaliit ng Pilipinas, napakaliit na ng remaining forest cover, and marine ecosystem natin, in that mega diverse country pa rin tayo. That's the good news. What's the bad news? We're, I think, one of the hottest of all hotspots, meaning we're losing our biodiversity at a very alarming rate in the whole world. That's a challenge. No? Okay? Huwag kayong kayo sa kwarto na ito na hindi niyo alam yung mga basic environmental concepts niya. Okay? Okay, next slide. No? A few slides more. Next slide. So, whatever happens sa forest, no, sa uplands, may impact sa lowland. Kaya yung type of farming, the type of cultivation, the type of agriculture that happens in the uplands, impacts on the lowland. Ano nangyari sa Cagayan de Oro? A few years ago. What happened? Cagayan de Oro. What happened to Oro? What's common? flash flood, what happened? Thousands of people died. Thousands of people perished. What happened to Infanta Quezon? Landslides and flash floods. Thousands of people died. Why? Because the uplands are not, and the waters, I think mga taas, were not properly managed. The land use nung nasa taas, ay pagkamanage flooding and massive action sa lugar. So, information of what's happening is very important para at least alam ng mga taga-lowlands what they have to prepare for. So, like this. So, ano ang implication nito? Para maiwasan yun, we have to make sure that people in the uplands practice sustainable agriculture. What happened to the Cagayan? Sa taas ng Cagayan, that's Bukidnon. What's planted sa mountains of Bukidnon? Pineapple, banana, sugarcane, corn. Anong gawin sa farming system na to? Intensive cultivation. They cultivate the land. Pag umulan, hindi kaya makontrol ng mga crops na ito yung lupa, babawalan sa lunas kasama massive rainfall. Kaya meron planting. So that's the implication again why we use watershed as a planting unit. No? So our watershed system, it's a science-based agriculture and cultivation. Okay, that's 2 slides. Then yung instrument, meaning kung meron tayong people sa lowland, meron din tayong tinatawag na stewardship. Sort of it's not a land title. It's a stewardship agreement, meaning allowing upland farmers to use the uplands for 25 years, renewal for another 25 years. Kasi kung walang renewal instrument, walang pinangangalawagan na papeles yung isang upland farmer, hindi niya mapakaling yung kanya sinasaka. No? So, importante sa atin, malaman sa isang watershed, ilan daw ang may stewardship agreement, ilan ang wala. Kasi yung wala, nagiging venue where people will go to the upland para mag illegal activities. No? Okay? And then, next slide. Next slide. Okay. Okay. I'd like to look at this. Maraming players, maraming mga actors sa uplands. We have the government, like the DNR. Well, a lot of people, individuals, or organized groups, those are the POs and associations. No? Meron din other government agencies, DA, BAR, BPI, meron tayong civil society organizations, we have the church, we have the media, no? We have mga like Rotary, other groups, including civil society organizations, and the general public organized. We have the business sector, or the private sector. We also have state universities and colleges, and private schools and colleges. No? They all work together for their impact. No? If they're able to work together, the quality of life of the upland communities will be improved. The quality of life of coastal communities will also be improved. At the same time, the environmental integrity can be ensured. So what we're saying here is, pag maganda, lahat ay nagtutulungan para sa conservation, development, management ng natural resources natin or forest resources natin, ma-achieve natin ang better quality of life and sustainability ng natural resources. So, but how do we do that? Diba? They have to work together, all of them. And they have to have access to information so that they know what to do, what needs to be done. Ito ang mga key players natin pagdating sa forest resources management. No? Okay? Last slide. Okay? Sige, balikan natin isa. Ito yung mga pinoproduce ng mga upland communities natin. No? They produce wood and non-wood. They also produce vegetables. They produce livestock. They produce, some have aquaculture, mga fisheries sa taas. Some have beekeeping, essential oils, bamboo, timber, wax, veneer. Ito po yung mga products natin from the uplands. No? Ito yung mga livelihood activities ng people in the uplands. No? Okay? And our last slide, okay, second to the last. That's why they need access to information so that they can have better access to better access to information, mas maganda maayos yung livelihood nila and better conservation of forests. Kaya kailangan ng advocacy, social mobilization, and information. No? And last slide, certification. Ito yung making sure no, na yung mga products are legally sourced out. Maiwasan yung illegal activities. If you certify a plantation, that means yung kanyang management practices in that area no, are what? Promoting sustainable forestry and walang illegal activities. So that particular plantation will be certified. If you don't practice good forestry or you do illegal activities, you will not be certified. So we promote certification. No? Okay? So I think that's my presentation. But last few messages sa inyo. So in short, we really want to create awareness. No? We want to create mindsets. So sa future natin, we believe if a lot of people are informed, then our resources will be better managed. No? And we have to bring nature and forests nearer to people. Masyadong malayo sa ating puso ang environment. Pag ano natin? If we want to accomplish a lot of things at the same time, what do you say? Shooting, what? 2 birds at the same time. Pagkalingan natin yun. Okay, why do you have to shoot 2 birds at the same time? Why don't you take care of these birds instead? Please, ito natin gawin yun. It sits in our consciousness. Yung mga bata, pag may saltik, anong paborito sa saltik eh? Ito. Napakalayo natin sa nature. No? We have to change that. We have to change mindsets. No? We have to create awareness. We have to promote wise stewardship. No? We have to promote wise stewardship. And then at the end of the day, what we want is increasing our forest cover. And then making sure that our forests continue to provide goods and services for the benefit of every Filipino. So I think that's our future. That's what we are looking forward to. Everybody being involved, everybody being engaged, everybody having a change of heart so that our forests and natural resources will be better managed. So that's a challenge of how you do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek Marino.
Okay, would you guys like to ask any question? Sige na, while we're here, so we still have a little time. So, what? All we want to take some speakers natin, and we want to go to the few foresters over there. Any questions so far? Okay, so can we call Mike on?
President of IBC. To present our tokens.
And also Mr. Crafter and Ms. States, please.
Unfortunately, Dance is not here, so napirma niya sa certificate. So we will call on Director Nicole Leon and Yusek Mendoza to come in front. We'd like to present our tokens of appreciation. We'd like to thank Rotary Club Las Cañas Makiling for our tokens and the OSCP card as well.
Without the first, please. Okay, alam ko naman, nasagot sa FHM. Sorry. Sige. Okay,
You said, I think you said what's to announce already.
okay, so, okay? Because there's a very big, pinag-usapan ng napakataas-taas sa nating konsepto dito, that we will take you on a short trip to the west. Before ako na yung pera lang ito talaga, walk the first, good
Dramatic garden would be the
Okay.
first.
Okay, Botanical Garden, okay?
So, are you ready for a short break? Okay, before lunch, ano pa ba natin? Kakain na lang tayo ng lunch.
Okay, so, very good. Sige, so,
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Mr. Carlo. So, snacks are served outside, so we can bring in snack. We can bring snacks with us as we try to the Makiling Botanic Garden. So, I'm going to do a little adjustment. So, I guess we need to start our hackathon a little bit later. Also, that will give us enough time. That will give other participants some time. Kasi yung iba, wala pa rin complete. So, I think that will be very good.
okay, first, information. Sino na yung mga dala sa sakyan? Wala. Maglalak ako eh. Huwag kailangan first time naman. Hindi, we have to know hindi mo wala. Okay? Anyway, the president of the
Secretary Student Council.
the council is here at the College of Pharmacy and Medical Research. Is here, we will coordinate some quick arrangements for you. Don't worry. Okay? Yung mga hindi makakapunta sa mga pag-meeting, hindi kayo makakapunta.
Sure, I should have asked them to bring sunblock. I only asked them to bring in secretary.
Okay, so you should already plan, I don't know, perhaps some of you will have to stay to do that. You can have to bring your stuff.
No, you can bring your cell phones. We'll have our volunteers stay here to look after our belongings. That okay? So,
As soon as you get all of these if you have a laptop, so they're not makakapasok dito, so all your laptops will be secure.
alright, so this is your first time in Los Baños. You're welcome again to UPLB and experience the beauty of Mount Makiling later. And,